Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my reading stats for July 2020. So I'm trying to get back into doing these monthly. They're really just for, those of us who love stats. I just love doing these. And as I said, I put it off this year. I don't know why, and I regret not doing them every month. So I did them mid-year last week. So if you've seen that, this is going to be going for the rest of the year. I'm hoping to do them monthly again, so I'm up to date and I don't have to try to backtrack to do all my stats. Because I suck at doing that, because then it gets just longer and longer. It takes a lot of time. But if I keep up on it, it goes pretty well at the end. So we will see. So I'm just going to go through my trusty little list here on reading stats, and let's get into it. So how many books did I finish in July? So I technically read a total of 10 books. But we'll go with books that were new to me. I only read 6. So not as good, does it? It doesn't sound like it. 10 sounds great because that's about normal for me, but anyway. But I read 6. And then how many of those books were physical? All 6 of them were physical that were new to me. So that was kind of odd. I didn't read any audiobooks. That is not right. Of the audiobooks I listened to were rereads, so they don't count on this. And I don't think I read any ebooks at all. So really I just read physical books, and then again I had a couple audiobooks that were rereads, but really that's weird. I usually have a little bit more of a mix, but I had one graphic novel that I read from the library, and then again I said I had 4 rereads. 2 were audio and 2 were physical. I believe that's right. Yeah. So I did have 4 DNFs. So because I decided on a couple of books to just put them aside and go, I'm not going to get to these, and I took some books back to the library that I had for months. My number is 4. It's pretty high for me for a month, but I think it's because I cleared out my currently reading and just decided I'm not getting to these. These are either gone forever. 2 of them went back onto my TBR. The other 2 are DNFs forever. So there's that. And then how many of the books that I read that were on my TBR that I read, 3 of the 6 were actually on my TBR. So that's 3, because again, I usually put off 4 or 5 books on my TBR. I think I had 4 books on the TBR that month. Solid ones. So I think I did okay because I read 3 of them. Anyway. How many were from my shelf? So of the books I finished, 3 of them were from my shelf and 3 were from the library. That's too high of a percentage to be from the library, but it happens. It's because they had reopened in July, and so I started getting books again from the library, and so it's just, yeah. Anyway. So at the end of the month, how many books were I still currently reading? I still had 6 books that I had on currently reading that I didn't finish. So that's really high for me. I usually only have like 2 or 3, but I think I was just in the middle of some stuff, and then there's some stuff I still have that is kind of lingering that I just haven't got back to. So I have quite a few more on currently reading right now than I want to, but as I said, we'll see. Hopefully I'll get that down. How many books did I buy this month? I bought 16, and all of them went on my TBR. Not one of them did I read or had read before. So that was not the best of that either. Anyway, July was like my most expensive month for books. I don't know why that was. I don't know if it's just because I bought a lot of books that were not cheap. I mean, I did buy the Jane Austen Letters, which was the most expensive book I've bought this year. I think it was just under, I think I paid almost $30 for it. But the reason I bought it is it was a present to myself for my pay raise. So, anyway, but a lot of the books I paid for were much higher than normal. I think I let myself buy more expensive books, but still I bought too many. I'm still working on that, guys. And then, so the pages read for the month is one of my lowest months. I mean, it's still a good average, but I would always hope for more. as I read 2,591 pages, which comes out to an average of 83.6 pages a day, which to me is good. As I said, as long as I'm over 50 pages a day, I'm good with it. It's just, I always hope for more, and I always hope to get over 100 pages a day average, but some months it just doesn't happen, and this is one of those months. So, but 83 is pretty good for a month. I had 1 5-star read, 3 4-star reads, and 2 3-star reads. So fairly average for me. That's usually about normal, that I have more 4-star reads than anything, and then usually more 3 stars than 5. So it's about normal. Again, nothing super bad that month because I DNF'd what I didn't want to read. So the genres I read 1 memoir, 1 classic, 1 general nonfiction, 1 fantasy, 1 historical fiction, and 1 urban fantasy. So, and then again, my rereads were mostly, there was 2 Jane Austens, so 2 classics, and then I had a book that I reread that I read the first time this month. And then I don't remember what the third reread was, but I'm sure it was probably something else, one of those other genres. Anyway, I don't remember. Too many books I reread. Anyway, favorite book this month. So again, I listened to Pride and Prejudice and Persuasion on audio for the first time. So again, those are not in my read category. They're in my reread category because they were rereads for sure. They're 2 of my favorite books of all time. I love those books. And so I listened to them on audio for the first time, and I really enjoyed the experience. I'm not going to always listen to them. I think I'm still much more into physical reading them, but it is a great option. I did like both versions I had, so that worked out really well. But my favorite book of the month was Heartstone by L. Catherine White. This was just phenomenal. I really enjoyed this as a Pride and Prejudice retelling with dragons. It was just different enough and didn't follow, it followed the plot structure just enough to make it fun for someone who really knows Pride and Prejudice, but it was different enough that it was like its own thing. And I do like the trilogy, or the books that follows. I've read 1 book that followed it, Safari Dragon Shadow, and I have another book to read in the trilogy. So I really enjoyed this, and I'm hoping to finish out the trilogy this year. But I definitely, this was my favorite book, because what did I do? I reread this later that week. I finished it 1 week, and next week I reread it. So that's one of my rereads, was the book that I had read that month. And then the book that I least liked, or didn't finish, didn't finish. This one I did not finish, was the Jane Austen Society by Natalie Jenner. It was an audiobook I got from the library that was narrated by Richard Armitage, which the audiobook was really well done. But the book just didn't grab my attention. I actually was just getting kind of annoyed. And I got pretty far. I mean, I didn't get super far into it. I got like 60 pages into it, but listening to it, it just didn't do anything for me. And I was kind of getting annoyed with some of the people with their ideas. And then there was this kind of celebrity element to it. And again, it's a historical fiction from right after World War II, and it's supposed to be about saving Jane Austen's home at Chawton. So I think it probably got better. It's just I was having trouble with it. So I just DNF'd it and got rid of it. And I was like, it was a library book, so. But it was the most disappointing because I wanted to like it. And I didn't. So, but anyway. So that's it. That's my stats for July. Again, I didn't read as many new books as I'd like. As I said, I'm trying to get better about reading new books, but I am a big rereader, and that number is always going to affect how many books I totally read. Because again, I don't count my rereads in my total on Goodreads. I don't count rereads on there. So it only counts new books. So I'm working still towards getting my 52 books in the year. I'm closing in, but I'm still a few off, so we'll see if I cross that in August. Anyway, so that's it. Hope you enjoyed this, and if you like stats, and if you do stats videos, let me know, because I love these kind of videos. Anyway, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.